I get that cash and I flip it, yeah. I get that cash.
So hey to all my cherry bombs, welcome back to my channel, you guys. We are here with another failed Jobs Friday story. And hello to anybody who's new watching this. I'm Cherry. Hello, good to meet you. And yeah, that's all I got for you. So if I'm a new face to you guys, please subscribe to my channel. Please turn on your post notifications because I post all over the place outside of my failed Jobs Fridays and my Melanated Mondays. Everything else is just really sporadic. So please turn on your post notifications. Give this video a thumbs up, and then if you can relate to this video and you have a story that you want to share, please leave your stories in the comments below. I really like reading you guys' comments because y'all be having me cracking up. Some of y'all be having me fucked up, but some of y'all be having me cracking up. But anyway, so let's get right into this story. I'm not finna sit here and rant. So today in my Failed Jobs Friday series, I am going to be talking about working at Michael Kors, you guys. And working at Michael Kors, you would think would have been like really professional and so like uppity and prestigious because they're like, I wouldn't call them luxury retail. They're like in the middle between like, I guess like casual and luxury. So I don't know what you would call that. So for this story, I'll say luxury retail, but I consider them in the middle. But for them to be luxury retail, you would expect them to be like just super professional and oh my god, like I'm an MK girl and all this other stuff. But it wasn't like that at the fuck all. And at the time I thought it was gonna be like that, and I was in for a rude awakening. So let me tell you guys all the tea on my experience working at Michael Kors and ultimately why I quit. So this was back in 2017. At this point in time, before I lived in New York, I used to come up here and visit a lot. And so one of the times I came up here to visit, my friend took me to, I think it was Fifth Ave, and we went in the Louis Vuitton store on Fifth Ave. And I just remember thinking like, oh my god, I bet it's like so nice to work here. Like, I know their commission checks be crazy good. Everything is so expensive, of course, because it's freaking Louis Vuitton. And I just had this idea in my head. I was like, I want to work luxury retail. So when I came back home, I applied for Michael Kors. Because the way I was looking at it was I didn't have any luxury retail experience. And my thinking was, okay, you can start at Michael Kors, get your foot in the door, work there for a while, and then it'll make your resume look good enough to where you can get higher and higher. And then eventually you're going to be in the Louis Vuitton store. So getting hired onto Michael Kors was a group interview process. I really hate group interviews, but I mean, it went really well and I didn't have any problems with it. So we did that. I made it through the group interviews, ended up getting a call back, and they wanted to bring me onto the team. So in my head, I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to be an MK girl. I'm thinking, I was just thinking that because it was luxury retail, I assumed that the pay would be pretty good. And the pay was literally trash. Minimum wage in North Carolina at the time was $7.25. Minimum wage now is like a whopping $7.50 or something like that. But minimum wage in North Carolina isn't shit. And so I was thinking in my head, I'm like, oh my god, minimum wage is $7.25, so I'm gonna get like, I don't know why my thought process, I just assumed, but I was just thinking luxury, they must pay you good because they make enough money to pay their employees. At the time, that's how I was thinking. Of course, now that I know more about these big companies, it doesn't matter how much money they make. A lot of them are fucking cheap and they don't want to pay their employees and they don't give a fuck about their employees. But that's just wasn't my headspace back then. So I'm thinking I'm about to get like, I was thinking at Michael Kors I was gonna get like $12.50, $13 an hour, honestly, because even at Forever 21 I was making $10.50 an hour when I worked at Forever 21 during my semester off in 2015. So I'm thinking 2017, oh my god, I'm at Michael Kors, I'm gonna get like $12, $13. I just knew that I was going to be getting paid more at Michael Kors than I had ever been getting paid at Forever 21. And I also, this was during one of the times that I took a break from Twin Peaks. So I just figured like, oh my god, I'm going back hourly, which I wasn't too excited about, but I was like, this is going to be worth it. I get a break from Twin Peaks. Like it's going to look good on my resume. And I just had such high hopes. With all that being said, you guys, Michael Kors was only paying $8.50. Freaking Michael Kors. Then on top of that, the Michael Kors that I worked at, so this was in Charlotte, the Michael Kors that I worked at was a 30-minute commute from my house, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're somewhere where like everything is like kind of in driving distance, and you know, there's not really a lot of reason for you to be on that side of town, it's like it's out of the way. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna suck it up, because I wanted to get into luxury retail. I was just like, you know what, suck it up, this is gonna look great on your resume, and then one of these days you're gonna be in a Louis Vuitton store. So I started working in Michael Kors, and upon working in Michael Kors, so there was one lady who worked in the back. She was Hispanic lady, older Hispanic lady, and I remember she used to like say little stuff like if we would be alone, she would just say, watch how they talk to you, because they're gonna talk to you like you're stupid. These girls be like, all my managers were white women in their mid-20s, all my managers. And the older Hispanic lady used to always tell me, she was like, watch how they talk to you, don't let them talk to you any type of way, because they like to talk down to you, and they like to talk to you like you're stupid, you know, like you know how they talk to us, basically. And so in my head, I'm taking note, but I never go off what people tell me about situations. I have to experience it for myself. So if you tell me, I'll take note of it, but I won't act on it. Like, I'm not going to change the way I act based on, you know, something that you told me, because that might just be your experience, and that might not even be the case, and maybe you have beef with that person or whatever, and I don't know that, and then I'm over here acting crazy towards that person off something you said. So I don't take what people say and go off that. I just build my own opinions, but I still take note of what they're saying. So I just put it in my log, and I just went about my business. So she was right. I had this one manager, I cannot remember her name for the life of me, not that it would matter because I wouldn't put her name in here anyway. I'm gonna call her Lotion. And Lotion would talk to you like a baby. Like, it was very like condescending, like you were slow or stupid, and it got on my nerves. And I'm just like, girl, stop talking to me like I'm a fucking child. Like, she would literally pull you aside, and she would be like, it's like she would give this fake like high energy type vibe, but it was like a high energy, like how you talk to a kid, like when you're like trying to hype a kid up to do something. And so say she needs you to put all the purses away, she'd be like, so I need you to put all the purses away. I think you'd be great for doing that or whatever. Da, 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 da. Like, does that sound good? Like, yeah, that sounds good. Ugh, I can't even do it the way that she would do it. Like, she would just make it like she was talking to a child. Like, yeah, okay, like, you understand that? Like, do you understand what I'm asking you? Oh my god, I wish I could explain it. If y'all get it, y'all get it. She would talk to you like a baby. Like, she would do like this high-pitched baby voice when she was talking to you, and she would talk to you like she was talking to a baby. So basically, what happened when I was working at Michael Kors was that I would notice like my biggest issue working at Michael Kors was the fact that they were so unprofessional. And upon me working there, I think when I very first filled out my like W-2 forms, there was something wrong on my form, and so the first pay period I missed. And so when you start a job, you always miss that first week that you start. Like, if they're getting paid on that week, you're always gonna miss that first week because you're just coming on. They got to set up your direct deposit. So you'll hit the week after, like you'll hit the next pay period. So I knew I wasn't gonna get paid the first 2 weeks, but I knew the next pay period I was gonna get paid. Second pay period comes around, and I don't get anything. And I'm like, I fixed my information, I'm talking to the management. It was Lotion, and then I'm gonna call the other one Purple. Purple was another one of my managers. She was higher up than Lotion. I went to Purple and I was like, hey, like, this is the second pay period that I haven't gotten paid. And she's like, oh, okay, you know, I'll send them an email. Like, I'll send whoever does the pay stuff, okay, I'll send them an email. So I'm like, okay, cool. Couple days later, I asked her again about it. She's like, oh yeah, I'll send them an email. Couple days later, ask her again about it because I'm not about to play with my money. So it's like, I need to get paid. Where is my money at? Ask her again. Oh yeah, I'll send them an email. It took me literally, I kept asking her and she wasn't emailing them. And so I literally was at Michael Kors working for free, not getting paid. The whole 2 months I did not get paid. So working at Michael Kors, you had to wear like Michael Kors clothing, or you were expected to wear Michael Kors clothing, or you were expected to wear things that looked Michael Kors-esque basically. And I remember there was a time where I came in something, and one of my managers, actually it was Lotion, I guess, decided that what I was wearing didn't look very Michael Kors-y. It did, but Lotion really, what she wanted to do was she wanted to make a sale, like make her sales goal, and you would get commission off selling to your, like, you would get commission off of whoever you sold to. The commission literally wasn't shit, and the way they did commission was completely trash, and I'll tell y'all that tea as well. Actually, let me go ahead and tell it. So the way commission at Michael Kors worked was you would only get 1% of your sales for your commission check, which is like, what the fuck? Y'all make all this money and you can only give that person 1% on their commission check. Not only that, you would only get a commission check, you would only get the 1% if you were the top seller for that month. So they had all these people on the sales floor selling stuff and not making no commission. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? If you're on the sales floor selling, you should get a commission check. It shouldn't be, oh, you have to be the #1 seller for the month in order to get your commission check. You would get commission if you sold to your coworkers too. And so the day that I came in and she was like basically trying to say that my outfit wasn't like Michael Kors-y, it was really more so she was trying to make her commission and she was trying to get it off of me. Mind you, I still haven't gotten paid by y'all yet. This is probably like the second pay cycle I haven't gotten paid. Everybody else been getting paid. I haven't been getting paid because Purple not doing her damn job. And you want me to buy this expensive ass dress. I remember, oh my god, I remember this like it was yesterday, because when it happened I wanted to cry, because I at the time was only working Michael Kors. I wasn't getting paid at Michael Kors. I had little to no money. I had like my rent and everything else still had to get paid, and I couldn't pay it off my Michael Kors even if I was getting the check. So I was so emotionally distraught when it happened. And she was like, yeah, so she was like, you know, you can pick out one of these or like whatever, and you can buy that and you can wear that today for work. So she made me buy an outfit on the floor to wear that day. And we were the outlet store, so even as being an outlet store, everything was pricey. Like the outfit that I bought, the simple ass basic ass dress that I bought, the dress was $65. Now to some people that might not be a lot, but to me at the time, and even to me now, I'd be like, no, I'm not spending $65 on one dress, and it's a basic ass black turtleneck dress. And the turtleneck chokes the fuck out of you because it's made for skinny ass bitches with skinny ass necks. That's what my Kors mixed clothes for. So I bought the dress, and I just remember telling my friends like, oh my god, like my manager made me buy this expensive ass dress for work. I can't return it. And I was just like, how is she gonna make me buy this expensive ass dress and I haven't been getting paid, and she knows I haven't been getting paid because the other manager isn't doing her job. So that was one thing that I really didn't like. And honestly, I should have spoke up for myself more and said, no, I'm not comfortable buying this dress. I don't have the money right now to buy this dress. You all aren't paying me yet. I should have spoke up for myself and been like, I'm not buying this dress. I haven't even gotten a paycheck. I'm not spending $65 on this dress. And me now definitely would have been like, I'm not doing that. The other instance I had happen in Michael Kors was the fact that, so I remember one time, so I had painted my nails brown, because for Michael Kors, they stated in our handbook and everything that you couldn't have visible tattoos. You couldn't have like more than, I don't think you could have more than like 2 piercings in your ears or something like that. You couldn't wear dangly earrings. Like it had to be like really small. You couldn't wear you couldn't wear more than one necklace or something like that. They were just very strict on your appearance. You had to have neutral colored nail polish. Y'all. Neutral colored nail polish. Basically like tones that complement your skin tone. My neutral is not baby pink. That might be your neutral, but that's not my neutral. So I came in with like a acorn colored nail polish, and she was like, this was Lotion, the one that you saw talk to everybody like a fucking baby. Lotion pulls me aside and she's like, yeah, so she's like, your nail color doesn't quite work with the handbook. It has to be like neutral colors, so only like soft pinks or like white or like really light grays. And I'm just like, soft pink is not my neutral. I'm brown skin. My neutrals are brown colored nail polishes. And that's the thing with a lot of jobs, is they'll say neutral, but then the neutral is only white girl neutrals. And so when she told me that, I'm looking, I'm like, this is my neutral, I'm brown skin. And she's like, well, I mean, but brown just isn't in the like, it's not in the code, like it's not in like the colors that are allowed. And I remember from working at Michael Kors, it was like you literally could only wear one of three colors. It had to be like, it had to be like a soft baby pink, like super soft, like super soft pink, or white, clear, or it has to be like a light gray. That's what they consider neutral. You couldn't even black wasn't considered neutral. I feel like black nail polish is neutral. Black is a neutral color. The other thing that would happen at Michael Kors was this same manager, Lotion. So Lotion was like, she pulled me aside one of the days and she was like, she just always had a, like I said, she always talked to you really condescending. So she was like, I really want to make you head cashier. Yeah? Like, would you like that? Yeah? And I'm just like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. She was like, yeah, so like I really want to make you head cashier. Does that sound good to you? Yeah? And I'm just like, okay, you keep asking me this. Like, I'm not a fucking child. Like, stop this baby talk. Like, stop baby talking the fuck out of me. So I'm just like, yeah, like, I'm like, you know, that would be totally cool. Like, that'd be awesome. She puts it out there that she wants to make me head cashier. And then they proceed to, like, it was really weird. So my first, like, probably 2 weeks there, I didn't have any issues with the scheduling. And after the first 2 weeks, what I noticed, and especially after she brought up the head cashier thing, was my schedule. So at Michael Kors, we did our schedules through this thing called Workforce, and you could see it was an app, and you could see your schedule on the app. So I would get my schedule, and I've always been the type to where I'll get my schedule, I'll screenshot it, and I'll look at my schedule one time, I'll memorize it, and then I just remember my schedule for the week. And if I can't remember, I'll go back to the screenshot and just look at it or whatever. So I would memorize my schedule, and I would come in, and then I would be getting told that I wasn't there at the right time. And then I would have Lotion pull me aside on her little condescending shit, like, so do you understand how the scheduling works? Like, I just want to make sure you understand, because I mean, it seems like you're having trouble with the app, or you're having trouble with the scheduling. So do you understand how it works? And I'm like, yeah, I understand how it works. My schedule, like, say my schedule would say I was due there at 9 a.m. I would come at 9 a.m. and then I would have Lotion telling me, yeah, so you're supposed to be here at 8. And I'd be looking like, I know I'm not crazy. I know my schedule said 9 a.m. And she'd be like, no, it's 8. Like, I didn't say like, oh, I know I'm not crazy. I would just be like, no, my schedule said 9. And she'd be like, no, it's 8. And I'd be looking like, I literally looked at my schedule this morning before I left the house. It said 9. She'd be like, no, it's 8. And I'm like, so I started keeping tabs. And what I would notice was they would put me in to work a time, and then they would change the time that I was supposed to be at work like an hour or two before, and then tell me, oh, you know, you don't seem like you're supposed to be here at this time. You seem like you're having trouble with the app. Like, we just want to make sure you understand the scheduling because it seems like you're having a little trouble. They would always try to make me seem like I was crazy. And I had the screenshot. So I'm like, no, when you originally made my schedule, these were the times that I was given. You can't change my schedule an hour before and expect me to know that my schedule has been changed an hour before. You're not calling me to tell me you changed my schedule. You know nothing. They would just change it and then hold me accountable for getting there at the time that they changed it to, when they wouldn't change it until the last minute. A lot of the time too, they would change my schedule. Like, say I had a day off, the day before my day off, at that night they would change my schedule so that I was supposed to come in on my day off. Wouldn't tell me. So then I'm over here like, and then a lot of the times I would catch it, so I would just happen to be like, oh fuck, I thought today was my day off. And then I would have to be rushing to get ready for work because it's like, oh, now I have work today. But more so than the day off thing, they would change my schedule an hour before I was supposed to come in, or 2 hours before I was supposed to come in. And I don't know about y'all, but if I know that I'm supposed to be like say today I'm due at work at 3. If I know I'm due at work at 3, I'm not gonna check again at 2 and see if I'm still due to work at 3 because I already know I'm due to work at 3. And I remember Lotion called me on the phone one day and she was like, yeah, so I really do want to make you head cashier, but I can't do that if you can't get to work on time. And I mean, I just, I have to be able to know that I can rely on you and I can trust you. And I mean, lately, like, you just haven't been getting to work on time. And I just, I don't know what's going on. And I told her, I was like, y'all are changing my schedule right before I'm supposed to come to work. And nobody's notifying me that my schedule is changed right before I'm supposed to go to work. And they would always try to make me seem crazy. And I had the proof. So I was like, girl, I can show you. And she was like, no, well, I mean, you're responsible for knowing your schedule. And I mean, we just need to be able to trust that you can get here on time. So it was just so unprofessional. Back to me not getting paid, you guys. This was my thing. Y'all haven't paid me the whole duration I've been here. I requested off for Thanksgiving because everybody else's families were basically like, they were from Charlotte, they lived around Charlotte. So everybody else could just go home for Thanksgiving and drive to the crib or whatever and come right back. And I requested off for Thanksgiving because of the fact that my home was 2.5 hours away. The turnaround was just going to be a lot. So I had requested off. I requested off like 3 weeks in advance for Black Friday. And I mean, I kind of knew that they were going to be difficult about it because in retail, like, they're just difficult about it, period. Even though Black Friday is more for electronics, retail has really shitty Black Friday deals. So I don't know why they act like you have to work Black Friday. And I told them the reason I was requesting off was because I was going to be out of town for Thanksgiving. And for Black Friday, they wanted you to come in at like 5 or 4 a.m. And I was not about to try and come flying back from Durham to Charlotte right after Thanksgiving dinner to then try and wake up at 4 a.m. to be at work at 5. I wasn't about to try and do that. So, and then I still at this time wasn't paid. So I was like, y'all literally aren't paying me to do that. And so I request off for Black Friday. They deny it. They scheduled me for Black Friday. And the thing is, they gave other people off for Black Friday. They didn't give me off for Black Friday. And I'm like, the people you gave off for Black Friday live in Charlotte. I'm telling you I'm going home for Thanksgiving, and you don't give me off for Black Friday, and you expect me to drive back from Durham to Charlotte and then be here at 5 a.m. Why I couldn't get off like one of the other people and you could have had them come in? So I'm already like looking, I'm like, that don't make no sense. What ended up happening was Black Friday, I was like, I still had not got a check by then. I had been at Michael Kors for damn near 2 months at this point, had not paid not one time. Had been asking them several times for my paycheck. Ended up having to write corporate for my paycheck because the manager who was supposed to do that never did it. And so by the time Black Friday came around, I was just irritated. I was irritated because they kept on switching my schedule. I wasn't getting paid, and the pay there was shit, and I was just really over it. So by Black Friday, I was like, I'm not going in for Black Friday. They can kiss my ass. I'm not going in. Fuck them. And that's exactly what I did. Black Friday came around and I enjoyed Thanksgiving with my family. And the morning of Black Friday, I chilled in the bed. I didn't call them and tell them I was quitting. No, none of that. Because at that point, they had been so unprofessional with me. I was like, what? You don't deserve my professionalism back, because I'm never using you guys as a recommendation. So I did not show up for my shift on Black Friday. And I didn't show up for any of my shifts that I was scheduled after that. I think I was scheduled like 3 more shifts after Black Friday. Didn't show up for any of them. And you know they're unprofessional because they didn't even call me. They didn't call me and ask me where I was. They didn't call me and ask me if I was coming back to work. No, none of that. So I feel like they already knew what it was. I was over it. Michael Kors was very unprofessional to work for. So yeah, that is my working at Michael Kors. It was super unprofessional. It was shitty. It was a really weird work environment. My coworkers were cool, but the management was very condescending and very lazy and didn't do their job. And yeah. So if you guys like this story, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Tell me your stories about working at different types of places. Why jobs haven't worked out for you in the past. And I will see you guys in my next story time.